Of the news again, the Tshwane State of the City address was delivered by Executive Mayor Kgosientso Ramokgopa. Now, this happened last week, Thursday. While the metro is not without challenges, the theme this year was a capital city for all those who live in it. Well, he joins us now from our Pretoria studios, and let's welcome the Executive Mayor. It's lovely to have you on the program. Welcome to Morning Live.
Hi, Lian. Thanks for the invite, and good morning to the viewers of Morning Live.
Indeed. Thank you very, very much. Now, what is the status of the smart prepaid installation, along with the allegations that there's over R1 billion that would be lost if the tender were to fall through? We're jumping straight in and talking about those issues I think people want to hear about.
No, that's only fair. I mean, we must open ourselves to scrutiny. Just two parts. The only reason why we are bringing the tender in its current form to an end is because it's not meeting our delivery expectations. We would have thought that by now we'll be halfway through the installation of over 1 million of these prepaid smart meters. So that's the only reason why we're putting it to an end. We want to go through a process where we'll be able to invite other bidders so that we can be able to accelerate it, because the case for smart meters has been made. The second part is that, Lian, we will be taking action against the councillor who has come out in the media and say that they were going to pay penalties of 1.2 billion rands. This is not for the first time, by the way, I might add. He has said it on a number of occasions on other issues, and I think the intention is to soil the image of the city. And I suspect there's everything to do with 2016. So we have challenged him. Bring it into the public domain. Let everyone know about these allegations. Let's share this document that is a source of all of these allegations, because it's unknown to myself, it's unknown to the administration, and it can only have one intention, and that's political currency. It wants to draw political dividends ahead of 2016, and I want to assure the residents of Tshwane that there is nothing of such. There's no penalties that we are expecting because we are able to demonstrate that it has not met our expectations.
No, I mean, there have been claims that the cancellation of the contract might actually cost taxpayers even more money. What's your take on this?
No, that's the point I'm making. I'm saying, what is the basis of that claim? And then we have challenged the person to say, please come forward, share with the public. I mean, you can't just throw an issue into the public domain, take all of our time, I mean, the time I'm taking with you, to explain something that is not known to us. Just the gist of it, as I conclude on this matter, is that our expectation was that by September of 2015, we would have rolled out over 1 million of these meters. As I speak to you, we are sitting at 12,000, and the reason why we are sitting at 12,000 is that the procurement process with regards to that tender is before the courts, and therefore you can't roll out. So to say that, to ensure that we are able to bring it to an end, we said let's bring the contract to an end, because we don't know how long it will take us to conclude the matter in the court. So that's that. So I don't know why is it that will be penalized when in fact the service provider can be demonstrated that has not met his obligations. We have assigned the city manager to conclude the termination agreement with the service provider. So I don't know where this figure is coming from.
Okay. All right. Let's leave it there, and I hope that just answers a few questions to viewers that are wanting to get some answers to that. Now, your vision in line with Tshwane's 2055 plan, what is it? What are you making headway? But what is the ultimate goal?
Well, yes, we are making headway. I mean, one of the biggest challenges that urban centers, cities are facing is the proliferation of informal settlements. I mean, you know that Statistics South Africa has indicated that we are receiving over 10,000 new people into the city space each and every month. We need to provide for decent shelter, water, electricity, and sanitation. So we have initiated a program called Reaga Tshwane, where we are providing service stands to our people. In the current financial year, 250 million rand. In the next financial year, close to R1 billion will be directed in that area, so that we are able to eradicate informal settlements. The second one is the creation of job opportunities. We had announced in the last State of the Capital address that we are initiating a program called Tsepo 10,000, targeted at 10,000 young people between the age group of 21 to 35. As I speak to you now, Lian, we have committed 273 million in the value of contracts that have been given to cooperatives that have been set up by these young people. The intention is that come this year, next year, this time, we'll have doubled this money to over R500 million. So that's how we want to stimulate the economy. And then the other aspect is with regards to the reindustrialization of townships. I mean, just to give you a classical example, we are spending over 1.5 million per month in buying waste plastic bags that we issue to informal settlement as a form of collecting domestic waste. So we have set up a cooperative, we have given them space in one of our industrial parks, and then we are committing that money to say every month we'll buy plastic bags worth 1.5 million rand. So young people would know that they are guaranteed at least annually to have something like 8 million rands coming from the city, and there's many other initiatives. And then we are concluding other projects, extending our Ariam bus service, which will now go to Mahube Valley in Mamelodi in the east, extend it to the north to Kopanun Station in Soshanguve. So this is part of the initiatives to make sure that you are able to reinvigorate the economy of the city, but it must be labor absorbing, targeted at young people because they constitute 66% of the total population of the city. And then there are issues around the energy, the reliability of energy. You know, we've got 2 coal-powered power stations, Rooival and Pretoria West. We are refurbishing them. We have invited private sector players because they'll bring the capital, they'll bring the skills, they'll bring the technology. We are on the second phase of the appointment. By September of this year, we'd have appointed. And then they'll be able, these power stations will be able to generate around 1,000 megawatts. I mean, 1,000 megawatts, to put it into context, when Eskom initiates stage 1 load shedding, it means that we are short of 1,000 megawatts. So it's got the possibility of delaying that. And for this winter, we'll add another 100 megawatts to the country.
All right, just very quickly, to add to, I suppose, this great news for Tshwane and what you've announced there with electricity, I think a lot of people will be happy about that, is a lot of people also very happy at the announcement of the fact that you can actually now catch a flight from Wonderboom to Cape Town, that you've got SAA.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually a huge development. I mean, usually
that's exciting.
People from Pretoria have to travel to OR Tambo, but now you're saying that from August this year, you can actually fly from Wonderboom, and you're going to try and make that a nice hub for Pretoria.
Oh yes, SAA and Airlink have entered into that agreement. They'll be coming to Wonderboom here in Pretoria. We'll be having 3 scheduled flights, daily flights from Wonderboom to Cape Town, one of the busiest air traffic corridors in the country. And we hope that they'll be able to extend the network to other parts of the country. So you are creating a new hub in the city of Tshwane, and I guess that related economies will be able to benefit from this initiation. I mean, the outside, the convenience that is extended to travelers between these 2 hubs. So we are excited. Now we'll be able to sweat the asset that is Wonderboom and grow our economy.
Wonderful. The runway, is it able to accommodate? Is that going to be made longer, or is it fine as it is?
Oh yes, no, I think there's future intentions going into the future to extend it, but the way it is, it should be able to accommodate all the technical requirements.
Good. Well, that is really good news for the residents there, particularly those wanting to visit Cape Town, and I imagine new routes will be introduced as this one becomes a great success. Thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure talking to the executive mayor of Tshwane, Kgosientso Ramokgopa, doing some great things, and also talking about those meters that have those smart prepaid installation meters that are causing a little bit of a problem there in the area. All right, let's take